Hi, I'm Patrick. What should one do in a gap year for CAT? A lot of students do take a gap year or basically prepare completely for CAT without doing anything else. But yes, it may give a little bad impression in the interviews phase. So what you need to build or bridge the gap by doing something. A lot of people feel that if you do a work X, a lot of time is wasted and you don't get enough time to prepare. So the other options, better options, other options which are available are internship or course. So let's look at it. So we've been training students management entrance for more than 23 years, running different courses. Right now we have courses for CAT 25, which includes the 100% batch, full course batch, etc. If you're interested, contact us. Okay, where does gap year affect? Look, technically gap year does not affect in your calls. I mean, when they give you a call, they don't check whether you have a gap year or no gap year. There are people with even 4-5 years work experience, gap years, who have got calls from top colleges. So no marks deducted. You don't get marks for work X, but no marks deducted for not having work X. So technically it doesn't matter. Specifically when you're, in your just finished graduation, you're writing a CAT in the same year. Technically you will not get marks for work X even if you work because you don't have a year's work experience. Okay. But the problem is it gives a bad impression in the interview. When you go for the interview and you say I've been sitting at home and preparing for CAT, it gives a bad impression to some extent. So maybe to bridge that you can do something. Also, one more thing, I would recommend people normally not to have a gap year purely because it gives options later on for a student. I mean, if you take a gap year and you write a CAT, then if you don't get into a good college, you're forced to take whatever college you get, because if you don't take it up, you'll have a longer gap. 2-year gap, 3-year gap, which is not very good on your CV. Okay, but if you have a work experience, you take a CAT, and if you don't get a good college, if you give a CAT next year, you'll get marks for work X. That could help you to get a better college with maybe with a lower percentile. That's the advantage. But let's say you do take a gap year because you feel that no, I cannot do preparation for CAT with my work X, so I have to take a gap year. So what to do? There are two normal options which are available: do internship and do course. I would normally recommend doing courses. You can also do a lot of extracurricular activities like taking part in NGOs and maybe road track clubs or whatever it is. But yes, among internship or course, I would prefer a course over internship. Both do not have marks. I mean, internship doesn't carry any weightage, course doesn't carry any weightage. The only problem with internship is it occupies a lot of your time in internship. I mean, normally most of your internships are full time. Even if it is part time, it does take more time than maybe doing a course. That's the only reason I'm not for an internship, because anyway both doesn't have weightage. I would rather have more time to prepare for CAT, and a course gives me flexibility as well as maybe more time to prepare for CAT, right? So I can decide, especially if I'm doing an online course, I have a flexibility on a time frame as to how do I do the course and balance the CAT preparation, and that does help. Whereas in internship, you may not have the flexibility. Also, you have an option of doing a course in the area of your interest. When you do internship, you have to do what a company provides you. Learning may not be great because interns, they don't give you a lot of responsibilities. But when you do a course, you can do it in the area of interest to understand what management is or what area you want to specialize in. Right? So they do not give additional marks. So doing a course is better than doing nothing. Look, if you sit at home and do nothing, it makes sense to do some courses. But at least when you go for the interview, you could say I've done these courses as such. At least they feel that, oh, at least I've done something along with, preparing for CAT. Because in an interview, if you say I've been preparing for CAT full time, tone doesn't give a great impression as such. So try to do something. Course is a big good option. Taking part in maybe any club activities or something where you keep yourself busy and you have a certificate to prove that also helps. Internship also, but I would recommend no full-time internship because it has no marks anyway and it will occupy a lot of your time. Right? Hope that helps. Thank you.